Welcome to the Health Trip Podcast. My name is Jill Foose. I'm a functional medicine and integrative nutrition health coach. I created this podcast to bring you along as we travel down intriguing, science-packed roads, debunking old medical paradigms and perusing new innovative therapies and modalities with the finest functional medicine doctors, practitioners, and like-minded biohackers while living our best life. Enjoy the show. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode on the Health Trip Podcast. Since it's Menopause Awareness Month, I want to focus on something that's absolutely critical to act on during the second act of life, building your healthcare team. So whether you're in perimenopause or postmenopause, the right team of professionals can help you stay not just healthy, but vibrant. So menopause is not the end of caring for your body. It's the beginning of a new chapter where prevention and proactive care really matter. Menopause is not just about hot flashes or night sweats. It affects every system in the body, your heart, your bones, your brain, your metabolism, your skin, your hair, and your sexual health. And this is why one doctor alone cannot cover it all. You need a circle of support. And building a team is about prevention, not waiting until there's a 911. Prevention is power. It keeps you from being blindsided from conditions like osteoporosis or cardiovascular disease or even cognitive decline later in life. I have worked with many postmenopausal women in their 60s and 70s who tell me they don't need to think about menopause-related health anymore because that chapter is far behind them. And the truth is, it's never behind you. By the end of this podcast, I hope you'll feel encouraged to start building your healthcare team no matter what your age. Yes, it's going to take some effort up front, and I know it can feel overwhelming, especially when life is already full. But if you want to keep traveling and hiking and biking and making love and caring for your grandkids or supporting your parents, you need your health. Staying strong and preventing chronic disease is what makes all those things possible. So let's talk about some of the common denominators of healthcare team physicians. And then I'm going to mention some that might apply to you, but not everybody. So number one, and this one may seem obvious, but many women are missing this doctor, a primary care physician. This is your quarterback. They track the big picture for you, blood pressure, labs, screening. They help coordinate referrals if needed. They should know your family history and guide you through routine prevention tests like colonoscopies or a DEXA scan. Another team member, and this is surprisingly missing on a postmenopausal woman's list, is a gynecologist or a menopause care expert. Even if you're years past menopause, don't skip this. Menopause specialists trained by, let's say, the Menopause Society understand hormone therapy, genitourinary symptoms, and sexual health. A gynecologist can monitor vaginal health changes, pelvic floor issues, and hormone-related concerns. And sometimes women may need two team members here. For example, I have an OBGYN for the basics, and I have a separate menopause care expert who manages my hormones. All right, third, and this is a big one, and if you're working with me, this is a non-negotiable, a preventive cardiologist or a lipid specialist. Heart disease is still the number one killer of women, and the risk increases dramatically after menopause when estrogen protection declines. So even if you feel healthy, it's important to know your full cholesterol story, including your ApoB and your Lp(a) levels. How many times have you sadly heard that a woman in your community died from a stroke or a heart attack, and people say, oh, it was out of nowhere? Well, no, it wasn't really out of nowhere. It's probably been brewing for decades. It just went undiagnosed. Your primary care doctor may or may not be trained in advanced lipids. If he or she is, great. And a bone health specialist is on my list. A DEXA scan, excuse me. A DEXA scan is key around menopause to check for osteoporosis or osteopenia. Fragility fractures later in life can dramatically change independence and quality of life. So this is one area where prevention is huge. Your primary or your OBGYN may be willing and knowledgeable on bone health. However, Just know that in the United States, it's recommended to get a DEXA scan at age 65 when health insurance will cover it. But it's now recommended to start at age 50 to have a more preventive approach to treatment if needed by many menopause care experts. For example, I have osteoporosis. It's genetic in my family. If I would have waited until I was 65, that would have been 15 years I didn't know and time that I lost working to prevent more bone loss. Now I have a short list of other team members that I want you to think about. One is a pelvic floor physical therapist or a mental health professional, right? You might need one of these folks on your team. How about a health coach like myself to walk alongside you on your journey, helping you navigate these changes, figuring out what is your unique health equation? And we all have one, and it's different for everybody. A dermatologist, right? If you're having skin issues during this transition or hair loss, hair thinning, you want to see a derm. A fitness professional, right? Whether it's a one-on-one fitness professional or maybe it's in a group environment, maybe it's even online. Personal stylist. I shared in another podcast that I had a client who was finishing up chemotherapy, and her hair changed. It started growing back in a different color, different texture, and she really felt this renewed sense of self. She really wanted to reimagine what life was going to look like and feel like for her. And she wanted a whole new style. She went out and she hired a personal stylist. I thought that was just amazing. How about a financial advisor? Right? Our financial health is definitely a pillar that we should be thinking about when we're thinking about lifestyle changes, right? It costs money to go through menopause. Sometimes we have to pay out of pocket, especially if you have skin or hair changes. Insurance doesn't cover a lot of a lot of these changes for us. So, a financial advisor is someone who could help you navigate what's coming in, what's going out, where can you make changes to accommodate things that are on your wellness vision. Like for me, I have a budget for my hair. I want my hair, but I have had hair loss for 30 years. It's important to me. It's something I value. It's part of my wellness vision is to keep my curls for the next, 30, 40 years. So I have a hair loss to hair growth budget. So I've had to take other things out of my budget to accommodate for that. And then, of course, community and peer support, right? Sometimes there are free or complimentary opportunities in our community. Other times we might have to pay. So, going back to that financial advisor, it's connected to just about everything in menopause. So, I want to emphasize this that just because menopause is behind you doesn't mean you stop showing up for these appointments. In fact, this is when consistency really matters. Perhaps you need an accountability partner. Diseases like cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, and even cognition often take decades to develop. By the time symptoms appear, they're harder to treat and also more expensive. Prevention is about staying ahead of the curve so you can keep living the life you want with independence and energy. So, as we celebrate Menopause Awareness Week, I encourage you to look at your own healthcare team. Do you have the people on your team that you need? Are you scheduling your annual screenings? Are you proactively talking with your doctors about menopause and beyond? If not, this is the perfect time to start. Remember, midlife isn't about decline, it's about redefining health and longevity and taking this as an opportunity to pivot. Building the right team is just one of the most powerful steps you can take. Well, thank you again for listening. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend who might need to hear it as well. Together, we can change the conversation around menopause and create a future where women thrive in every chapter of life. So thank you again for tuning in to the Health Trip podcast. As always, if you're interested in a complimentary 30-minute virtual consultation with me, in the show notes, you will see a link to that and you can schedule it at your convenience. Until next time, see you then. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Lifestyle changes can be hard and overwhelming to make. By building your support team of functional medicine doctors, therapists, and health coaches, you can reach your optimal health goals. Be sure to check out my other podcasts. Until we meet again, stay healthy.